Hey guys! So this is going to be a kind of check-in video. I'm sorry that the most of my videos have been that lately. I promise I'll be pumping out more content over the next few months here. I'm just kind of in this, what do I want to make videos about? Not really sure what sort of content I want to be putting out, so I've been trying to brainstorm that for a bit here. So just bear with me. But in other news, you are now looking at my 33-year-old face. My birthday was on the 23rd, so I am now 33. Cannot believe I'm 33. When I first started YouTube 10 years ago, I was 23, and it's crazy to think about now. I wonder what would have happened if I had actually continued to vlog over the last decade. But I don't think that through going into school and getting married and having my kids and getting my house that I would have been able to keep up vlogging anyway had I decided to stay. But it's kind of crazy to think about, really. So with that being said, the other thing that I wanted to mention is I'm sure some of you guys may have noticed a random live that had popped up on my channel with Drew, She Who Walks Between the Worlds. This was a scheduled live that I was supposed to do on her channel, but we were having some technical difficulties, so I decided to host the show spur of the moment just so we could get it going. And it went very well, so if you guys are interested, please give that a watch. It's just basically us discussing grief and our spiritual paths and just kind of how we've dealt with our own grief in our life and how it's affected us spiritually and stuff. I had a great time, and Drew is amazing, so I highly recommend her channel. I will link her below. She is She Who Walks Between the Worlds. I want to share another thing. A few days ago, I went out with my friend Ashley, one of my favorite people, and I decided to treat myself to one of my favorite things to do after my birthday, one of my favorite things to do, it doesn't even matter, which is coffee and books. I've done this forever. I just love doing it. And so I went and grabbed some coffee with her, and we went over to Half Price Books. And so I just grabbed four things, but I just was trying to treat myself a little bit after my birthday. But the first thing I wanted to share was I got a new journal. I journal, and I have since I was about 12. I know I did a video on magical journals, but this is just a personal one. I'm not quite ready for it yet, but I'm hoping that this will encourage me to finish the one that I have, because I started the one that I have in 2013. It is 2019. I am finishing that this year, so I am definitely trying to commit myself to journaling more. And then I got the complete book of ghosts. This thing is freaking fat, and it's fantastic. I am a huge fan of pretty much all things paranormal. I've been fascinated by it since I was a child, and I've had plenty of my own experiences. I've shared a few of them here on this channel. I actually have a video called My Paranormal Experiences if you guys ever want to check it out. I did it on, ironically, in October. So, yep. So this one, super excited to read. I'm trying to read a book a month this year. And I'm a slow read, so that's kind of hard for me. And it's actually something that's sort of a sore spot, but I'm hoping that by committing myself to reading more, that I can feel a little bit better about doing it. Now this one, I've actually heard some controversy on, but I wanted to basically shape my own opinion on it by reading it myself. So I might do a review on this, depending on how I feel about it. And so, yeah, I'm really curious, but I have heard some mixed things about this book, and I just wanted to get my own opinion on it. Plus, you can't go wrong with Half Price Books. If you're ever curious to try something aside from going to your library, which I would recommend first. And then the other thing that I picked up from Half Price Books is a tarot deck that I've actually had my eyes on for, God, I want to say like probably 7 years, and I just hadn't grabbed it, and I found it for 10 bucks. So, Wildwood Tarot. I'm really looking forward to this. The one thing that I might not work with it quite yet, though, because I'm still identifying the major arcana numerically. So, and the major arcana in this is completely changed. So, as I'm still kind of trying to learn probably would be very helpful because it's a little different, but it's a really gorgeous deck, and it's very earthy, very druidic, like very beautiful, and I'm looking forward to working with it. But so yeah, I just added that to my collection. I have a pretty modest tarot collection. I don't intend on ever really making it very large. I only get decks that I'm very interested in, and I do kind of collect them, but I don't really want a big collection. I just want ones that I really connect with and that I use. But pretty much everything I have just fits in that one cube cubby over there. 1 cube of it is what I've got so far, and that's both my tarot and oracle. I have been tempted to do a video on what I have so far, and I don't plan on adding really much over this next year unless something comes out that I'm very, very interested in. But my focus this year for things I would like to be adding to my practice is more learning tarot. So I really want to get a Rider Waite, but I'm thinking like maybe the Radiant Waite. So I don't really plan on adding a whole lot more decks. I do plan on working with a tarot and oracle each month and changing it up, so everything in my collection is used. And then I'm working with my tarot tracker. And then, like, a Prue's sleeping behind there. Also, I'm sorry if you hear noises. Again, my son is playing in his room. And then the other things that I want to focus on more this year are astral travel and meditation, and starting to factor in a daily practice, which is something that has been the bane of my existence for the entire time I have been on this spiritual path. And it is very, very difficult for me, even more so now that I'm a mother. I keep thinking back to when I was on this path before I had children, and I was like, what the fuck was I doing? With all of my free time that I had. I don't have that kind of time anymore, so it's so frustrating because one of my biggest things is that I've been reading about how people are suggesting a morning ritual. I am not a morning person at all. I'm a night person. When I get up in the morning, it's immediate. Go to the kitchen, prepare breakfast for my children, make myself coffee, feed them, change them, make sure that they have everything they need, and then inhale coffee for probably about an hour and desperately try to mentally wake up. I'm just not, my head is like a computer a really, really old computer that just takes forever to boot in the morning. Like it's just not something that I do. I have been working in an exercise regimen, and I do that in the afternoon because I don't have energy until then. So that's been working really well. Today I'm actually taking a rest day, but I've been trying to work out 5 to 6 days a week. And so far right now I'm only at 20 minutes a day and trying to switch out things in my diet and include more that is helpful to me. I am right now, over the last week and a half, I've only drank coffee and water, so I'm really proud of myself. However, I'm going out to dinner tonight with Trish, Beanbag Hagwag, and Raquel from the Barefoot Taurus. I'm so excited to see them again, so I might indulge then. But I am really proud of myself for making these changes. And I'm noticing that with this, hi Luna, with this regimen that I've started to include every day with working out and tracking the things that I eat and being aware of my body, I have now started to want to transform that into my spiritual practice as well. Because I actually read recently that we can reprogram our brain to make good habits. And this continues even after we lose the high from getting the benefit of it. So I read that it takes about 2 weeks to form a habit, and you can reprogram and replace the negative habits with positive ones, and that's another thing that I've been working on. But I very much want to somehow do this with a daily practice, even if it's just lighting a candle and taking just 2 minutes. Or you know, I also want to start meditating regularly, and meditation is something that's really, really hard for me to do. I normally can only so far do guided meditation, but I did try a couple nights ago just by myself. But I have to have headphones in, I have to have music going, I have to have something that reprograms my brain into doing this. So I'm kind of just fine-tuning it and figuring out what I need to do, and I'm hoping that through this I can start to learn astral travel as well. But yeah, those are the things that I've been kind of integrating and slowly bringing about, manifesting in my life right now. And then I'm still working with my planner, and it's going really well. I've actually been really, really grateful for it, because it has really been helping me tremendously. And I know I mentioned this in one of my last few videos, but it's super, super helpful. And then the other thing that I would really like to start working with more this year, and kind of slowly integrating into my practice and turning my focus towards, is crystals. I have some here and there that I've collected over the last probably decade and a half, about 15 years, about as long as I have been pagan, because, you know, when you first read books, you read about the basic tools, and then crystals, and then the connection with nature, and just the bare bones of witchcraft. So I started collecting crystals, and I had been always drawn to them when I was a kid, but the rocks and crystals that I had as a kid got lost in one of the many moves throughout leaving my childhood home, and then through my 20s. There was a period of time, much to my dismay, that I was very nomadic, and I did not like it. So it caused me to actually lose a lot of the things that I used to have. But, so I have been wanting to work with crystals more, and I actually subbed to the Tamed Wild, I wanted to say the Wild Unknowns because of the tarot deck. It's one of my favorite decks. The Tamed Wild Enchanted Crystals, I think it is. It's the one that's, I think, like $20. I don't know how long I will keep the subscription, because I tend to be very frugal. So, because we're a one-income family and I'm a stay-at-home mom, as you guys know. But, so I'm not sure how long I will have it, but I probably will give it a few months and stuff and see how it goes. But I'm pretty excited to receive it and work with some of the things I have in there. I also want to kind of delve more into the crystals that I have so far, what I can use them for. As I had shared, I don't think I had shared this on my channel, but Brittany from Palm Tree Bewitchery gifted me the book Crystal Muse for my birthday, and I've been obsessively thumbing through that lately too. So that's kind of what sparked my, I should work with crystals more. Why am I not doing this? There's some sitting right behind me. There. There's an amethyst. There's 2 pieces of amethyst right there, and then you can see my salt lamp, and then the necklace that is hanging right there is a labradorite. So, and then this, I don't know if you guys ever knew this, but this is an amethyst on this. So, I just really want to work a little bit more with crystals, and kind of work a little bit more with my 2 deities as well, and hopefully have more contact. You know, I think that is something that will come with meditation, and that's another goal that I'm hoping to add. And this is so strange, because this video kind of turned into like an extended goals for 2019. Sorry guys. But the things that I want to do for this channel and creating content is that I still want to do the Witchy Home series. I actually was starting to do some research today on some of the things. There's some books sitting over on my bed. And then I would, as soon as we are warmer outside, I would love to get out in nature and kind of do some hiking videos where I discuss witchcraft and nature worship out in nature. I think that'd be really fun. That might be a little difficult to do with my children though, so if I ever have the time to do it by myself. It's hard because in creating content, especially when you're a stay-at-home mom and you have 2 young children, I'm finding it hard to seek that balance, which is strange because my card for this month was temperance, and it's something I've been focusing on tremendously, is trying to find that balance between mom me and spiritual me and nerdy me and, you know, artistic me, and I got hit with a wave of depression at the beginning of this month too, and I'm feeling better, but that set me back tremendously, where you guys didn't see a whole lot of videos from me. Oh, Luna. And of course now, as I'm trying to make a video, there's my cat yelling in the hallway and my son making noise in his room. This is my life. This is my life as a introverted, highly sensitive mother. Just chaos everywhere. And it's so hard because I just want to be like, oh, chaos. I don't do chaos very well. But I really want to create more content, and I'm still in the brainstorming stages of trying to figure out where I want to go with this channel. It's frustrating because I feel like I'm not giving it what it needs. I'm not cultivating it, and I don't know what direction to go to cultivate it. So, you know, maybe I just need to be inspired. Maybe I just need to branch out and do my own research and think of topics that I would like to discuss. Maybe I can turn to you guys and ask you guys, what do you want me to make videos on? What can I bring about for you guys that you might want to see? So with that said, I'm just going to wrap up here. There's a couple more things I just want to mention. We have a new moon on Monday, the 4th. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And then we also have Imulk. I think it's actually tomorrow, which I might do a little something for. That's a Sabbat that I don't generally do a whole lot for. It's probably my least favorite. I just don't tend to do a whole lot for it, especially because my husband's birthday is the 2nd, so a lot of the time my energy goes into that and just celebrating the day with him. All right, come here, come say hi. She's like, no. I don't want to. And then one last thing I wanted to do really quickly is to give a shout out. Sorry, now I got a fur in my nose. To a really good friend of mine. If you guys are interested in paranormal, a really good friend of mine he started this podcast back in 2012, and they took a 3-year break. And since then they had to rebrand. And then over this last couple of weeks here, they just started to record again, and I'm super pumped. They discuss all things paranormal. I will preference though, it's he's gonna laugh because he's gonna watch this. They are pretty foul-mouthed, so it's comedic. So if you're easily offended, probably don't give a listen. But if you're pretty thick-skinned and you can kind of withstand all of the foul-mouthery, I would highly recommend them. Their website and their podcast is called Below the Void. So please give them a listen. Check out their website. I'm super, super excited that they are recording again, and I just had to share that with you guys because he's a really good friend of mine, and I'm just like, yay, they're recording again. So if that's your thing, please check them out. I will leave them in the link below, as well as Drew's channel. So that's all for tonight, or today. Once again, I'm gonna quickly digress here. For goodness sakes, this is why editing is good, guys. I just wanted to tell you guys that yes, I live in Minnesota. Yes, I did experience the polar vortex that has been all over the news, and yes, it did suck. So it's still in the negatives outside, although it's a lot better today than it was the last few days. I did a video where I took a mug of hot water and I threw it in the air and it vaporized. I actually should share that video on this channel. that is the most ridiculous cold I think I have ever experienced. And I'm from Washington State. We don't get that cold. So it just was insanely cold. There's ice all over my windows. There was frost inside my back door. It just is unbelievable here in Minnesota sometimes. Minnesota's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but holy cow. Anyway, blessed be, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and thanks for sticking with me.